Everybody is looking for the secret to mastering NEET physics. It's the one subject that can make or break your NEET score, and for many students, it feels like a mountain that's just too high to climb. But what if I told you that the path to the top is not as steep as it seems? Whether you're just starting your NEET journey or you've been at it for a while, you're not alone in feeling overwhelmed by physics. The formulas, the concepts, the endless chapters, sometimes it feels like there's just too much to handle. But here's the good news. You don't need to be a genius or spend sleepless nights memorizing every single line in your textbook. There's a smarter, more effective way to approach NEET physics, and today we're going to break it down together, step by step. But what if I told you it's simpler than you think? Let's break it down together. The first thing you need to understand is that physics is not about mugging up facts or blindly memorizing formulas. It's about building a strong foundation, understanding the core principles, and learning how to apply them to solve problems. When you truly grasp the concepts, physics becomes less of a burden and more of a fascinating puzzle that you can actually enjoy solving. Imagine the confidence you'll feel when you can look at any question and know exactly how to tackle it, not because you've seen it before, but because you understand the logic behind it. Here's the truth. Physics isn't hard if you decode it the right way. The key is to break down each chapter into manageable chunks. Don't try to swallow the entire syllabus at once. Instead, focus on one topic at a time and make sure you really understand it before moving on. Use diagrams, flowcharts, and mind maps to visualize the concepts. When you can see how everything connects, it becomes much easier to remember and apply what you've learned. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Whether it's your teacher, a friend, or even an online forum, getting your doubts cleared right away will save you a lot of confusion later. Stop stressing over thick books and endless notes. Focus on concept clarity, not cramming. It's easy to get lost in a sea of reference books, coaching materials, and handwritten notes. But the truth is, you don't need to read every book out there. Pick one reliable source, like your NCERT textbook, and stick to it. Quality always beats quantity. When you focus on understanding the basics, you'll find that even the toughest questions become manageable. Remember, NEET is designed to test your understanding, not your memory. In NEET, it's all about understanding, not just memorizing formulas. Let's talk strategy. Start by identifying the most important topics in each chapter. Make a list of formulas, but don't just memorize them. Try to derive them on your own and understand where they come from. Discuss tricky concepts with your friends and teach them what you've learned. Teaching is one of the best ways to reinforce your own understanding. And whenever you come across a new formula or concept, ask yourself, how does this fit into the bigger picture? Electrostatics. Just 2 key questions come almost every year. Master them, and you're golden. Focus on the types of problems that are frequently asked, like Coulomb's law, electric field, and potential. Practice drawing diagrams and visualizing the forces at play. Don't just solve problems mechanically. Try to understand why each step is necessary. If you can explain a concept in your own words, you truly understand it. And remember, the more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Current electricity? Know Ohm's law and Kirchhoff's rules inside out. Full marks are waiting. These are the backbone of most questions in this chapter. Set up simple circuits at home or in your school lab to see these laws in action. When you can visualize the flow of current and understand how potential difference works, solving numerical problems becomes much easier. Don't just memorize the rules. Apply them to different scenarios until they become second nature. For every chapter, look at NEET's pattern. Analyze previous year's question papers to spot trends. Which topics are repeated year after year? Which types of questions are most common? Make a note of these patterns and use them to guide your preparation. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. If a certain type of question has been asked multiple times, there's a good chance it will appear again. Prioritize what's repeated and don't waste time on the rare stuff. Your time is precious, so use it wisely. Focus on mastering the high-yield topics that are almost guaranteed to appear on the exam. It's tempting to try and cover every single topic, but spreading yourself too thin will only lead to confusion and burnout. Instead, go deep on the most important areas and make sure you can solve any question that comes your way. Smart practice is your game changer. Stick to NCERT. The majority of NEET physics questions are based directly on NCERT concepts. Don't underestimate the power of your textbook. It's your best friend in this journey. Practice solving questions from each chapter, and don't skip the examples and exercises. The more you practice, the more familiar you'll become with the types of questions that are likely to appear. Do weekly revisions. It's better to review often than to cram last minute. Set aside time each week to go over what you've learned. Use flashcards, summary notes, or even voice recordings to reinforce key concepts. Regular revision helps move information from your short-term memory to your long-term memory, making it easier to recall during the exam. Don't wait until the last week to start revising. Make it a habit from day one. And please, don't ignore previous year questions. Those are pure gold. Solving them gives you a real sense of the exam pattern, the difficulty level, and the types of questions you can expect. Try to solve these papers under timed conditions to simulate the real exam. After you're done, review your mistakes and make a note of the concepts you need to revisit. This targeted practice will help you identify your weak areas and turn them into strengths. Remember, consistency beats overnight heroics. It's not about studying for 10 hours in one day and then taking a break for a week. It's about showing up every single day, even if it's just for an hour or two. Small, consistent efforts add up over time and lead to big results. Create a study schedule that works for you and stick to it. Make your study space comfortable and free from distractions so you can focus completely when it's time to work. Physics is about clarity, practice, and believing in yourself. Don't let self-doubt hold you back. Every student struggles at some point, but what matters is how you respond to those challenges. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. When you solve a tough problem or finally understand a tricky concept, give yourself credit. These small victories will keep you motivated and push you to keep going, even when things get tough. NEET 2025 is yours to conquer. With the right strategy, consistent effort, and a positive mindset, there's nothing stopping you from achieving your dream. Remember, every topper was once a beginner who decided not to give up. You have everything it takes to succeed. Now it's time to put in the work and make it happen. So, like this video, drop your biggest physics fear in the comments and subscribe for more decoding. Let's build a community where we support and motivate each other. Share your tips, ask your questions, and let's help each other grow. Your journey is unique, but you're never alone. There are thousands of students just like you, working towards the same goal. Let's crack NEET together. See you at the top. Remember, the journey may be challenging, but the destination is worth every effort. Keep pushing, keep believing, and success will be yours.